Hello, my friends, and happy Saturday. Welcome to another episode of Inside the Minds of Authors. I am your host, DC, and I'm so thrilled you guys are joining me today. I have an amazing guest that you guys are going to love with an incredible rating because that's what you guys are here for. But if you're new to this show, remember to subscribe because you probably don't know about it. We're here bringing you passionate authors with exciting books. So we're always excited you guys are joining us. You guys have the amazing privilege of doing this live with us. So unedited, unrecorded. So if you have any questions, make sure to put it in the comments. I'll be looking at it both on Facebook and YouTube so you guys can do it. And if you're watching the replay, still comment. Tell us what you think. Share your favorite books with us. Let us know. And because you guys are here to see our amazing guest, let me bring the fabulous Miss Katie. Hello, dear. How are you?
Hi, I'm good. And how are you?
I am so excited you are joining us. It is such a pleasure to have you. I was commenting on your lovely background outside your window, so now I'm just kind of jealous the viewers cannot see it with us, but hey, they'll just have to imagine it.
I'll give you a little peek. Well, right now they're building in the back, but it's like very, very country out here. I came from the city and I'm just loving being surrounded by not much.
So I'm all sorts of because she's in Montreal, by the way, so this is even better. So I'm going to turn it over to you so you can introduce the books, The Twin Flames, and do your reading. So all yours, dear.
Thank you so much. First of all, thanks for having me. This is awesome. I can't believe it's live too. Wow, so much pressure. So I'm here to introduce the Scottish Scrolls trilogy. This is book one, The Wise One. It won an International Book Award and got some amazing, amazing feedback from young readers and readers with basically just who are young at heart. So I really appreciate everyone who's read this and who's given me so much wonderful feedback. And its sequel, The Twin Flame, came out 2 years ago, and I am working on the final installment, the third book of the Scottish Scrolls, called The Eight Gateways, which will be released in the fall. So I'll be reading something out of this one for you, just to get the gist going for what to expect as McKenna's journey continues. So just to give you a little bit of background, McKenna is a 17-year-old seemingly regular teen from Massachusetts who discovers she has abilities. The book takes place in the 90s. Sorry, does this sound work? I just felt a really dim. Just want to make sure I'm
No, you were good,
audio.
dear.
Okay, awesome. Sorry about that. So she discovers she has abilities after dreaming of being burned at the stake, which she realizes is tied to some past lives. And she goes out in search for her birth mother in Ireland. And the first book journeys across Ireland in search for her and answers to who she really is. And the second book is kind of the reunion and really coming to her power and really learning how to channel her innate magic. So here is a conversation between her and her mother, Abby. McKenna awoke gasping for air, her mother's cool, steady hand on her sweaty arm. Hopping between the present and very distant past was starting to take its toll. Abby's eyebrows furrowed in concern. "You were talking in your sleep, Swan." Figures. "Bad dream?" "Not exactly," McKenna admitted. "I was remembering." "Oh?" "I've been having dreams, or memories, I guess, of Elizabeth Dunlop, and whenever I go back to sleep, it continues from where I left off. It's like I'm watching a movie, except I feel everything that she's feeling, and it was exhausting." Abby gave McKenna's arm an affectionate squeeze. "Well, Elizabeth is you, and you her." "Yeah, and I know her story. I know how her story ends. At the mere recollection of her birthday nightmare, in which she, as Bessie, faced the stake and flames, her skin grew warm and her chest constricted. The shouting mob and troll-like man's mad laughter echoed in her mind. I'm afraid tens of thousands of innocent lives across Europe met the same grim fate," Abby said heavily. "In Scotland alone, historians reckon around 3,000 executions happened, mainly women." McKenna's heart sank into her gut. "That's horrible." An understatement. It was unthinkable. But why? Why women or why Scotland? Both. Abby looked thoughtful. Well, what right did a woman have being so brilliant, So outspoken, so skilled, so talented, so beautiful. If she so much as ventured a bit beyond the societal bounds, she'd be marked as a witch. The deep-seated hurt from living lifetime after lifetime as this very witch or alongside such women fizzled like a cauldron about to brim over. If McKenna allowed herself to fully experience it, all the pain, the needless suffering, the death, she would shatter. And she couldn't afford that, especially not in front of her mother, who had clearly mastered the art of controlling her empathic abilities. How was she always so composed?
Ooh.
That's it for now. A little teaser.
I am so excited. So, and let's be honest, I have questions, so we're going to get started. I'm sure our listeners and viewers also have some. So, we're going to jump right into this. Well, first of all, it takes place in Massachusetts. I'm originally from Salem. So, I'm like,
You're from Salem? That's incredible. Sorry, I got like a little like I visited once, and the feels were real. Like it's a really like potent place. Like if that's the right word.
it's interesting because growing up, we take it for granted. Like, I think you take for granted magic when you grow up in a place as powerful as that city. So my family's still there. I'm planning to go back for
I
in
mean,
October. So I'm
of
home at
course.
least once a year.
My dream is to go back around Samhain, like around Halloween. So hey, maybe I'll see you there.
Be prepared. If you do, give me a call because I'll probably be home. If not, I'll hook you up with my family. They're still there.
Amazing.
So let's talk about this book. Let's talk about the inspiration of the book and bring us into the world. Where did this idea come from? Give us some more.
Yeah, it's very hard, and when I ask authors where their ideas come from, they have a hard time kind of deciphering that moment. And I would say this is what I tell people: it's kind of a culmination of things. So I think I see a character first. So I see McKenna first. I see this girl who's not really comfortable in her own skin. She doesn't really know why, and I grew up reading books like Harry Potter, so like someone who's coming into their own and discovering who they are. I knew that that was the perspective I wanted, so I just saw this girl who learned she was someone else and who didn't quite get the full picture yet, and that's where that idea came from. And then as for the setting, I mean, I had a weird obsession. Like I'll call it kind of a magical pull to the British Isles. I always have. So I kind of dragged my husband to Ireland and Scotland for a honeymoon.
Not bad. Not bad at all. I like.
No, he loved it. We have the same. Honestly, we're very similar. So he enjoyed the history, the folklore, and everything we learned. The landscape, like he learned, he enjoyed it just as much as I did. So all of that, I have to say, like fed my book. Everything I learned, like I try to weave real history and folklore, uh, things the locals have told me. Um, all that stuff is like poured into the first book. The first book takes place in Ireland because she leaves from Massachusetts, uh, and then the second book in Scotland. And honestly, I've been to Scotland 3 times, and I probably will go back as often as I possibly can. It's just one of those. I don't know. It's one of those places.
So I love it. I love the fact that you went and researched these locations to kind of get you the essence of the books. What genre will you put them? Because I'm looking at them crossing different areas. Where do you classify them as the author?
That is a very good question. I think I still have trouble with that because it did win a paranormal fiction award. But I think I classify it as urban fantasy because the real world does exist, but there is
Mm-hmm.
this parallel world. But it sort of it lives within ours, so it's not high fantasy. So I would say young adult urban fantasy is the closest genre.
I honestly nailed those two, but I also have a
Yes.
time travel kind of piece. So you
Yes.
have a really nice mashup of them. The passage that you read, I was like, I don't know if I want to be reliving other people's like lives when they're burning at the
Mhm.
stakes. I was like, yeah, I'm
Yep.
passing. That was exciting. The end. How
There's
did you?
yeah, there's a lot of historical fiction. Sorry to interrupt, but I should have
Mm,
said that. It's weaved in too because I do use real historical figures, and the witches that are mentioned or the accused witches that are mentioned are real women. Sorry, continue. Please ask your your
no,
follow
you're
up.
good. That's actually really awesome because you're taking all these pieces and creating this novel that anybody can kind of go back and be like, could
Yeah.
that have happened? So historical, alternative history, whichever way you want to look at it, it's very fun. Pulling from all these different elements, do you have a favorite one, or do you just like, you know what, I'm just gonna throw it in the soup and see what happens? How do you decide?
Do I have a favorite genre? Or
Yes.
I honestly don't. And I'm not the one, I'm not the person who reads only my genre. I'm actually quite the opposite. I love reading something far away from my genre. These are just stories that come from uh, just like something deep inside me that's almost channeled. It's like I have to say it, but it doesn't mean I want to read all of that all the time. So yeah, in terms of writing it, I would say like I love magical realism. I think I'm going to lean
Mm-hmm.
more towards that in the future. Yeah, and I think I'm also sensing, like Wednesday Adams, like a nice
Yes.
dark comedy with magical elements. That's like right up my alley, also.
You're speaking my world. I was like, oh, like everything. I'm all into this. You mentioned this is a trilogy, or
Yeah,
is it a longer series? Are we aiming for three? Is three the
yeah,
magic for you? Okay.
it is, and it's a fair question. I've been asked over the years, and I was never able to answer until I wrote the first or second, probably at the second draft. I realized this is the final book.
Okay.
So it is going to be three, but I would not. I'd be lying if I said I wouldn't. I didn't leave it open like to the like at the end. Like I love a nice little nugget of hey, there's there's a possibility
A
that it
few
could
more.
extend.
As you're creating these characters in this world, do you have a favorite one that you connect and you're like, because let's be honest, everybody
Yeah.
thinks for authors the main character is it. Like I have side characters that I'm just like, I can't get you out of my head. Like why are you not behaving? Do you have that?
That's such a fun question. They all don't behave, to answer your question, to answer that part. But I love Nissa. She's the best friend. She's like the found family member. McKenna's like better half, as I like to say, because McKenna's a little bit more snarky and like negative thinking, and then Nissa's this like bouncy light person who's just lovely and who understands and loves every part of her. Uh, and she's like she has my heart, so she's like I think she's my favorite. um she doesn't misbehave as much as McKenna does. McKenna, I literally in one of the scenes I was writing in this third book, she kind of veered off, and it never like you hear authors talk about it and you're like, okay, so dramatic, like you can control them, it's but this time I couldn't. I was like, oh, she did something and I gotta I gotta deal with it.
It sounds great until you have that one character that does not comply. You're like, I don't understand why this. But you said it. We're taking dictations. So we are taking dictations. It's somebody else's words. So you're like, why does this not making sense to me? Like, who are you? And why are you doing this? So, yes, it happens.
Did you ever read Big Magic by Elizabeth Gilbreth? She's the author of Eat, Pray, Love.
One of my favorite books.
Oh my
Absolutely.
gosh. Okay,
Yes.
so the way she talks about ideas floating around, and if like you have to kind of grasp them while they're
Mm-hmm.
there, that reminds me of what you just said, sort of. So like you're following that intuition. Maybe you're following what your character is trying to lead you towards. And yeah. Anyway, just thought
And
of
it's
that. Such a great book.
and it's never the things you think they're supposed to be doing. You're like, that's not. Well, I'm
Yeah.
a plotter. Not sure if you're a plotter, if you are a pantser.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so
The latter.
as a plotter, I think I have an idea where we're going, and then they take a turn, and I'm like, this is not part of the plan.
This is
Somebody needs to talk to this person because I am not amused.
a
as
100%.
as a pantser, how do you handle your writing journey? What is your techniques that you bring into it, and how do you balance life when you're writing?
Yeah, I would say so. I do a loose outline because I think I would feel like very unfocused if I didn't have at least a loose outline to refer to. So what I tell people who are like they find writing a book daunting and they think they can't plot out a whole novel, I say it really doesn't matter. The first draft is telling yourself the story anyway. So the best thing to do is, and what I do is like a loose outline, and then as I'm drafting, it comes together, and it honestly for me only comes together in the third draft, and that's because that's when I'm like expanding on descriptions and expanding on dialogue, and tying together all the loose ends. So for me, it's very much a draft by draft process, and trusting that is my process, or else it's so easy to get psyched out and be like, I don't know what I'm doing. But knowing how I write, and I'm like, okay, this first draft, complete BS. Second draft, oh, I see where this is going. And
Right.
yeah, well, that works for me. We're all very different. And to balance my writing work life, I'm a freelance editor too, so I enjoy just shifting my focus. Like I like doing a bit of technical work. Like sometimes my editing contracts are a little bit technical, and it takes me out of that like very creative right brain thinking. And this way, when I come back to it, I'm like, yay! I get to be the expressive creative person. Um, but it just, I don't know, you find the time, it works out.
Most people never see the difference between editing and writing. So usually, I have read the book Story Grid, and that's one thing he says is like write the whole book, and then when you're ready to edit, put that editor hat on, put the writer away because there's two different. As
So
an
true.
editor,
It's
yes.
two different. It's two different brains completely. Um, Even the types of editing you're doing, it's very very different. So like my editor, she does do the developmental and she does do the line editing afterwards, but she always tells me your proofreader is someone else entirely. When this is all done, get someone's fresh eyes on it, and that's so true. That's very important. That is something I hope you do if you're writing a book. And it's just great advice. Like we're not all wearing the same hat, and if you have to be conscious of the fact that you're switching that hat.
So you have been dropping all these nuggets of wisdom. So I want you to kind of give me what is your top advice when you give an aspiring author, and it can be from the editor's side or it can be from the author, but you're bringing it in and you're giving those all these pieces. What is your top advice you would tell them?
Oh, I would say it's kind of like what I said before. I would say trust your process and remember that it's process over perfectionism. Because as writers, as artists, you tend to think, well, you tend to picture a result, and you want that result to reflect like the best part of you, and that's a lot of pressure. And I don't think we give it enough. Um, give ourselves enough credit that's the kind of pressure we put on ourselves. So I would say please trust your process, and don't worry about aiming for perfectionism. It doesn't really exist.
So it's really hard for any author, any creative, to not think it has to be perfect. So you mentioned trust the process because sometimes I think we're looking to be perfect on the first draft. Like nobody thinks that. Yeah, you mentioned multiple drafts. How many drafts do you do on a book?
So right now I'm just thinking. So I did three solid ones. Um, and I'm on the fourth as I'm line edit. So like my line edits are on the third draft, and now I'm on the fourth cleaning out my line edits. So it sounds like I have four, but then it has to be proofread. So I guess that's the fifth draft. But yeah, that's where I'm at. But definitely three writing drafts, like three. Yeah.
So, and these are three writing drafts before you send it to your editor. Like this is you working on the book before it goes
So
to editing.
the first draft, once that's done, I need my developmental editor. She is like my sounding board. I don't know if I said that right, but she's like everything to me. She helps me so much. So after the first draft, she kind of helps put the story together with me. So she writes like her sort of manuscript assessment, like maybe this is a little like these chapters are a little light, needs more action, middle feels a little soggy, um, all these sort of things that are incredibly helpful. And then I go in and do that. I write a solid second, and then I write a better third, and that goes to her for line editing. But after the first one, she's given me the developmental edits, and at the third one, she's given me the line edits.
That is an awesome relationship to have with your editor. And I don't know if many people have that and can
I
balance that so well. So that is beautiful.
I fully admit I need her for, yeah. I mean, it's so important to have an editor you trust and who gets you and who gets how your characters react, and where your story is going and everything. Anyway, she's fantastic. Hi, Rachel.
That's an awesome relationship. That's something that you're always looking to have. So I absolutely love it. So are you currently working on book three, or do you have something else going on? What is up in your world? Tell us.
I am doing the line edits for book three. So that is going to come out in the fall. I don't have a precise date yet, but it will be out in 2025. That's for sure.
Ooh, no pressure whatsoever. None.
I know. It honestly it made me cry when I wrote it. I just cried. I was like, okay, this is it, and I love the ending. My mom cried. She's usually the first one who reads the draft, and yeah, I'm getting great feedback so far from the my betas and
That
been,
is a beautiful process, and the fact that you have all these people involved to make it very rich and for them to actually experience the journey with you is absolutely beautiful. So
that's
yes.
sweet.
So tell us, dear, where can our viewers find you? Where can our listeners get more about the book? Where you're located? What's your website? Tell us.
Ah, oh my God, I love speaking to readers, so I'm easy to get in touch with. My website is Anglehart, that's HART.com. You can follow me on Instagram at KT underscore Anglehart. Facebook's the same. I'm on Threads as well. I have a Substack as of recently that I'm trying to be disciplined about, but I'm not quite there yet. But find me, and you can order my books anywhere you get your books. So if that's Indigo in Canada or Barnes and Noble in the States or Amazon, yeah, anywhere.
I love it, and that's really exciting. I'm so proud of you that you're doing Substack. I'm probably not nearly as disciplined.
Oh,
I was
oh
just
yeah.
like,
Are you on that? We gotta get on that
ooh.
together. No,
I'm barely managing my newsletter. Let's be honest. Like, there's too many projects and too much stuff that I'm like, yeah, no. I'm
there
doing
is the
TikTok.
newsletter. Is oh, good for you. I gave up on that. I should try that again. I just really don't like like I shouldn't say this. I'm not very natural on social media. I'm trying my best, but writers, they're so weird, right? Like we don't want to talk to people.
So
I'm totally kidding. Everyone, please relax.
I think as an author, I'm the one that rather do the face to face with
Yeah,
people, and I think it's just a generational thing. Like I
yeah.
feel like I'm missing all the social cues online. I'm like, did I write that right? Did you get
See,
my message? Am
did
I
I?
reading too deep?
Yeah, exactly. And then there's algorithms, and you're like, did I not hashtag that well? And I
So
don't know.
people who deal with words are not good at social media because we read too much into the words. I'm like, I need a face. Like I need
Oh my.
something to give me a context to this because I don't get it. This is our problem. So yes.
Let's say generally speaking, because man, there are some authors that are killing it and they're great and they're loving
Yes.
social media. And I'm like, hats off to you. I got to be more like you.
I want a class in that. I want somebody to
I
give me more
know.
details.
I
So,
know.
but I'm so excited you're doing it. I'm so excited you're doing Substack. I want to hear how it goes because I'm jealous of people doing it. I was like, ooh, let's not do that. But before you leave us, are you ready for the lightning round?
Oh my. I
Super
don't know.
easy. Do not think too much into
Oh
these.
God. Okay.
Do not. Let's do this.
Scared. Okay.
Sweet or sour?
Sour.
Nice.
I didn't know
Knight
that.
or princess?
Night.
Okay. Skiing or swimming?
Oh, swimming.
Cats or dogs?
God.
Here's a little different. Let's see how you do. If you could meet any famous person, dead or alive, who would you
Ooh.
pick?
Ooh. 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 I'm gonna say C.S. Lewis.
Ooh.
Yeah, because he's oh, but I've recently also been looking to Sir Arthur Conan Doyle, and I would love to meet him too. But anyway, I'm gonna say that for now.
We can do both. It'll be all good.
Okay.
Dear, it's been a pleasure having you. Do you have any closing remarks for us?
No, just that you're amazing. You're a lovely person, a great interviewer. You make this very fun and light. I had started this with technical issues, and you made me so at ease. And thank you. And your background's gorgeous. Like I wish that was mine. It's beautiful.
Welcome to the favorite room in my house for everybody.
Oh,
Just come and hang out. So, yes, dear,
oh, you
it
should
is true.
charge people to just like walk in there. Sorry,
Just come,
it's
just come
been
and chill. Truly, truly a pleasure and honor. Congratulations on the book. Definitely want to hear when the next one comes out, so keep us in mind. So
Absolutely.
enjoy it, and thank you for editing, because that's a whole different skill set that I do not have, nor do I want to pick up. So thank you to our viewers. Go ahead, check out the amazing Miss KT. Check out this book. If you enjoy urban fantasy, alternative history, and young adult, this is the book for you. So pick it up. So we are excited you are here and that you are interested. So thank you. So remember, my friends, welcome and thank you for joining us inside the minds of authors. I will be back. It is a fabulous season because I will be back again today in about 30 minutes or so at the top of the hour. So whatever that might be, you guys can join us for another passionate author sharing their books. So thank you so much. And don't forget to subscribe. And I will see you guys shortly. Bye.